to lick the tip. I like to lick the tip just a little bit.
Well, for me, I don't have that problem. Usually when I smoke cigars, I have a very moist mouth, so mine's already naturally gets wet.
Hello, sir.
Hello, how's it going, buddy?
Good, man. Welcome to the Whiskey
Tobacco
Fellowship. It's better.
Yeah, someone's got to do it right.
Yeah, I know, right? He's not here to defend himself, so
we'll keep poking fun of him until he shows back up.
Exactly. This is another. This sounds so weird, but a duet episode. Let's go duel. That sounds better. A duel episode.
And also, if someone's not getting shot, I think we'd be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or stabbed, or whatever. So today, we're going to be drinking. We're going to get right into it. We're going to be drinking the Benchmark Full Proof.
Ooh, great choice. And my choice is the Wild Turkey 101.
That's right. And then today, what we are going to be smoking is one of my personal favorites. It's the El Rey de Mundo Ronco Oscuro. That's a 6x60 is basically what the Ronco means. And I'm probably mispronouncing that.
I have a 6x60 in my plants.
Good Lord.
Anyways.
So the topic for today is twofold. The main topic is, what is the PCA?
PCA, what is that?
Thank you. I'm glad you asked. This isn't corny, but I'm
infomercial here.
That's right. Premium Cigar Association. And I'll get into more detail about that, what that is later.
Nice.
And then the secondary subject that goes with what we're smoking and what we're drinking is something I was going to name the episode like cheap side. Was things on the lower end spectrum that are still phenomenal.
Yeah, it's like almost like the budget episode.
Right.
Like
The budget.
your budget finds.
Right. Because I think these two are phenomenal budget finds for what
Yes.
you're looking for.
Right.
Because all of us love to pair, obviously. If you're smoking a cigar, if you're smoking a pipe, you're usually drinking something with it. We like to think that everybody does libations. Some people do other things, but libations in general. And then the cigar of choice is a phenomenal budget. I actually stepped up a little bit with it from what I wanted to choose, but only by a couple of dollars, just simply because it's that good.
I'm excited for it. I haven't had the cigar yet, and from what I've heard from Devin, it's been lights out, especially for the price point and what it is. So I'm super excited about it.
Yeah. So let's get into a little bit more detail about what we're drinking today. The first one up here is Benchmark Full Proof, which is a Buffalo Trace product.
Yes. It's a budget brand of theirs.
Yes. And I got to say, I am thoroughly pleased with it. Josh turned me on to it a while ago, and I wish we could get it here in Alabama more on the regular.
Right, especially the Full Proof.
Yeah.
A bunch of the benchmarks, they have a wide range of the white label, black label, and the Full Proof. They're definitely on the bottom shelf at most liquor stores because of the price point they're at. But there's probably not a better budget bottle of bourbon whiskey in the market than Benchmark. And, of course, Wild Turkey 101, my choice.
And so the Benchmark Full Proof is 125 proof, 62.5% by alcohol by volume. Wow, I can talk.
By alcohol, he's had a few.
Typical square bottle, looks very Jack Daniels-esque. Is that what I'm thinking? Yes, Jack Daniels-esque.
Yes.
And I love that because personally I like Buffalo Trace more than Jack Daniels, but I may be a little bit biased.
That's debatable, especially with some of Jack Daniels' like special releases.
Right, they're higher end, but in their lower end, I think this has.
Yeah, lower end, I'd probably pull towards Benchmark myself.
Right, and it's a pretty good one. It's a nice size bottle, black band, typical that says Benchmark, and then in kind of a earth light brown says Full Proof on it, and it's wonderful. Highly recommend it, and their normal one.
Yes, yes. Like we said earlier, mine is the Wild Turkey 101. It's probably one of my all-time favorite budget whiskeys because you can typically buy these for around $20-25. I think the Benchmark's around $23 MSRP. So they're pretty much comparable as far as price range.
Yeah.
But I think they have some unique characteristics on their own to where they stand out. Yes, please pour me that one first. Wild Turkey 101, of course, is 101 proof. It says right there on the label. Is in the master distiller is a Russell family. They have like a Russell Reserves and some of their higher end products, and they even have some special Wild Turkey like high end bottles that can go for a lot more money.
I'm excited for this one because I have honestly, it's strange because I've drank Wild Turkey before.
Yes.
But I always have a negative connotation with Wild Turkey, and it's not fair. Right. I think it's just like I haven't drank enough of it to be like, yeah, I'd buy that.
Yeah, you haven't drank enough of it, and also I think since it's been around for so long that people have kind of grown up around it, so maybe your first experience with bourbon might be Wild Turkey 101.
Right.
Because it's so readily available and so cheap. So cheap drunk, if you have a cheap drunk that you know, they're probably going to get this because it's cheap and easy to get.
Is its brother Grey Goose?
Sure.
That was a foul joke. Sorry.
All right, turkey. All right, but anyways, the bottle is a circle in shape, a round, I guess you'd call it. But one of my favorite things on there is the raised glass that has the turkey on it. I think they've redesigned their bottles over time, and I think with this iteration of the bottle,
I like
it's one of
that.
my favorites.
Yeah, that's nice.
Because you can take the labels off this and turn this into an infinity ball if you wanted to, and it looks really good on the shelf.
There you go. All right, so the thing we're smoking tonight.
Good evening, good afternoon.
The afternoon, so to speak.
It is afternoon.
It is. This is the El Rey del Mundo Ronco Oscuro.
That's a mouthful, right?
It is. I don't really like the name Ron. Maybe I'm pronouncing it Ronco. Who cares?
Ronco?
This cigar is an Oscuro. So I chose this one because I knew it was just going to be you and I doing an episode today, and I went, we're gonna hit the darkness when we do episodes together.
I like them dark.
And Oscuro is, for those of you not in the watching audience, you have a bar graph, or not a bar graph, but a line graph that starts at the top with Connecticut and then goes down to Sun-Grown and then hits Maduro, and Oscuro hits the bottom, but then it kind of twists slightly up.
I think of it like a tree.
Yeah.
Your Connecticut's gonna be on top, and most of the sun. You got Sun-Grown below that, and Maduro's more towards the stump of the tree, and Oscuro's right there, and the roots in the ground, kind of poking out of the ground a little bit.
Right. Which is actually the opposite with tobacco.
True,
but your point is
in the context
absolutely.
of like how you get that dark earthiness and stuff like that out of some of the Oscuros, but every once in a while with the Oscuros, I found that you get some sweet notes that you're really not expecting.
Yeah.
Or some lighter notes you're like, wow.
And that's something that differentiates Oscuro.
Yes.
And so for anybody who's kept up with our series on WTF, this is the second El Rey del Mundo that we've done, because I believe Daniel and I did the classic.
You did.
And
you did on the first episode.
I did that one because it's my favorite stick. Don't tell anybody because I don't want to.
It's fantastic. You didn't hear anything. What name of it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So the verdict on this one is it's going to be just as fantastic. Now this one has this beautiful white paper all the way around it, which you don't see with almost any cigar.
Yeah, it's pretty much like tissue paper, like you find a birthday present.
Right. So, and it's double banded, meaning the white wrapper bands are on the outside, and there's another set of bands on the inside.
Yeah, which I didn't know. I always thought that you just tear off the white part and leave the bands on the outside.
Yeah.
But from what you told me, there's bands underneath, little April Fools, if you will.
Right, exactly. So, to get to even more, this sucker is a Connecticut broadleaf Oscuro, which the reason that's important is it's Connecticut broadleaf Oscuro.
Which is going to give you that like sweeter, lighter note.
Yep, that's the wrapper.
I'm excited.
And the binder and the filler on this is phenomenal because it's Honduran, Dominican, and Nicaraguan long filler. Long filler. So it's long pieces of it that they put in there and wrap it together. And
nice.
I think you're really going to enjoy it. The unwrapping of it, they really made this thing to be a present, so to speak.
No, you can unwrap it and raw dog it.
Okay, all right. So the notes you're going to get off it's going to be a hearty finish. It's going to leave hints of spice, espresso, which you kind of always get with Maduro-esque and Oscuro. Cocoa sweet, mid to full is what they say, but I think that we're going to get something on this that's not listed in their typical description.
Really?
I think you're going to detect something, especially with this, with these two libations we have chosen for.
Oh man, what a beautiful cigar.
Yeah.
See how dark it is, and that smell.
Yeah. What kind of smell are you getting off of it?
You get that cocoa, but also like more of an espresso, like almost like a
like real espresso, not
espresso.
not popular coffee company espresso. More like real Italian espresso.
Like you made this fresh at home with an espresso maker. Like
Exactly.
You packed it all and you brewed it, and it's just sitting there bubbling. And
Yeah. So something else I wanted to kind of show you, I don't know if you do this on the regular, is first off, before you light it, go ahead and cut it, is you nose it. A lot of people give me a lot of flack for basically jamming it up my nose.
which I do as well. I
Take
like
a
to jam
big, deep
things in
breath.
myself.
But then I want you to dry pull it. So you basically, after you've cut it, you pull through the stick, even though it's not lit, to get the flavor to hit your tongue. Because scent and taste are directly linked to one another.
Ooh, what are you getting on that when you dry pull that?
It's almost like a very earthy, non-sweet honey.
Ooh, that's nice.
So you got that. You kind of do a dry pull on it. It's a great way to get the feel for it. And especially with Oscuro, I know this sounds weird. We have a regular customer who basically deep throats the cigar before he lights it. But yeah, it's disgusting to watch.
It is. But
No
he swears
offense
by
if
it,
you
though.
like it.
He swears by
He
it.
does. But in that kind of same feel for it with Oscuro, I like to lick the tip. I like to lick the tip just a little bit.
Well, for me, I don't have that problem. Usually when I smoke cigars, I have a very moist mouth,
Yeah.
so mine's already naturally gets wet. A lot of people, when they smoke cigars, they dry mouth and not have to worry about it being wet. I don't have that problem.
Well, so what I mean is you go ahead and lick it now while you haven't lit it, so you can taste the actual tobacco leaf, like directly. So that's the thing you need to pay attention to with Oscuro, because you you may
OnlyFans.
misconstrue a Maduro for an Oscuro, but do all these flavor points on it.
Yeah, because I think if you didn't have that band on there saying it's Oscuro, it's hard to tell the differentiations of Maduro and Oscuro just by looking at the wrapper itself.
Yeah. Or as Josh likes to say, Obscuro.
Obscuro, like it's a Harry Potter.
That is the funniest thing every time he does it, because I know we've corrected him on it, and he tries.
It's just natural. He's been saying it for so long to where it's kind of like second nature for him to just say Obscuro.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking, like, that's his Harry Potter genius coming out. He's
he's a huge Harry Potter nerd anyways. And
if you do Harry Potter trivia, he's winning.
100%, no doubt. And I grew up with it just like he did. And I know a lot of Harry Potter. I watched him up and down. I've read the books. But he still knows he's all off the wall trivia facts that normal people shouldn't know.
Right. Oh my gosh, right off the top of this cigar, you're immediately getting, I'm not getting spice, but I'm definitely getting like cocoa-like sweetness and espresso. And I'm telling you, this El Rey del Mundo Oscuro, you definitely need to try it. That's the reason that was the first episode, was one of theirs, is they have so much flavor.
It's a huge flavor because typically when you get a first pull of a cigar, you're not really getting a huge amount of flavor right out the gate just yet. It might take you a little bit to get in there, but for this, like first pull, like you said, it's that espresso, that coffee, almost not really latte. It's something a little darker than that, almost like you mix a latte with and dropped a couple of things of dark chocolate in there.
Oh, good
Sweeten it
point.
up,
Yeah.
You know? Oh, so
You're
good.
really good at coming up with those explanations, by the way. I noticed that from the last episode.
It's what I see. It's just that you first pops into my brain. Now the same thing goes with whiskey. It's like when you first take a sip of whiskey, all you're doing is pulling from the reserves from your brain that you filed away from experiences with food, baking, just life. Smell like grass. When you're mowing grass, you have that smell. You can find some scotches that
Pie
way.
crust,
baking spices, anything. And that's what you're pulling the reference for the flavor on these are.
Yeah. What do you
can
think
do
of
the
that
same
full
thing with
proof?
cigar.
It's got a good nose on it. Yeah.
Smells
and
good.
The great price point behind this, by the way, for this Benchmark Foolproof, is roughly $23 to $25.
Yeah, which is fantastic price. That is an everyday person's pour. Like if you want a daily drinker that you're not going to bust a budget on, it's going to be one of these two pours, honestly.
And the MSRP on this stick is roughly $8.
Ooh, I hit the back of my throat real quick. Ooh,
this stick is roughly $8. You're talking, you get off of work, you go, I'm going to stop by the cigar shop, and I don't want to spend more than, let's say, $35 at most. You could buy a bottle, because the Foolproof is actually more expensive than the standard.
oh yes. Yeah.
So you could buy the standard Benchmark.
Just buy a couple bucks, not a whole lot.
Right.
If you're already spending $20, a couple bucks more get you a Foolproof. Go with Foolproof.
Foolproof and one of these, any of theirs, and you've got a great, like, sit on your patio moment. Because I'm telling you,
Sit by the fire.
I hated doing
nice pour.
episodes on El Rey del Mundo, by the way. I don't want to do them.
Yeah, because what you're doing is you're putting it out there in the universe for people to see, like, man, that's really good stick, and they're going to be sold out everywhere you go. You're not going to get any.
You know what would be great, though?
What's that?
If they would sponsor us and provide us with more sticks to smoke of theirs.
Oh, that's a great idea.
It is a great idea.
Wonder who can get in contact with us at. No, we're always available to be hoard out for any kind of sponsors. Just we're open.
Well said. Well said.
Within reason.
No diddy.
No feet pics.
Okay, so
That taking a sip of that Benchmark,
Right.
and then pouring off that cigar, you get more of those earthy notes on there. Almost like you're walking through a carpenter shop.
that's an interesting one. Let me try that. Yeah. I feel like Ron Swanton's about to walk right in here.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And I have a feeling this Benchmark's going to open up a little bit more with a little drip of water on it.
It might do a little tinge of the water. I got my own. Don't cross-contaminate
There you go.
poopy water.
Because as you've probably seen in multiple episodes, diluting it slightly, not a 4-pull, not a 1-to-1, obviously.
Typically, if you don't have a dropper, which
Right.
most people use, I highly recommend just using the cap off the water bottle.
The cap off the water.
That's
yeah.
about as much water as you need.
And I got ash already in mine, so it's going to be
because
carbon
some people
filtered.
are not that great at pouring because it goes like and then just like a gallop out. You know.
And that's a little PSA is if you actually get a little bit of ash or something in here, just think of it as carbon filtering. It's not going to hurt you.
It brought that sweetness, but
Yeah.
also some more of those earth tones too.
Mm-hmm. It's a much more approachable. The bite that hits on the middle of the tongue, it's not there anymore.
Oh yeah, it just coats with a sweetness.
Yeah. This bottle is so good and so good with
Almost
for the
hoppy.
price that you could drink the whole thing in one sitting and not realize it, especially if you put a little bit of water in it.
Yeah, you get more of
Disclaimer.
you get more like a corn whiskey almost.
Yeah.
It's less bourbon, more corn whiskey when you add the water to it. So it's not like a huge.
That's one thing I love about Benchmark is it's so versatile, and that's the reason I chose the stick too. Is this brand of stick is so versatile. The flavor profile, it's dynamic, and I cannot wait for you to get down to the middle of this thing because it just gets better and better.
I'm already enjoying it. If it's going to continue this way throughout the rest of the cigar, it's going to be a great night.
Yeah. So right now, Benchmark, Foolproof, and the El Rey del Mundo Ronco Oscuro.
Yeah, we'll get to the wild turkey in a little while.
Yeah.
Speaking of today's episode, PSA. I am as oblivious as probably most of the people watching or listening. What is the PCA?
The PCA is the Premium Cigar Association. And that's a pretty big deal. It happens every year about this time. I believe it's April 11th to the 15th. And when we come back, I will go into more detail about where the 2025 edition is. Edition.
Special edition.
Special. Yes, we'll go into a little bit more detail about that. I think you guys are thoroughly going to find this intriguing and jealous, and I do too. So we will be right back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that break there. this, that, and the other was in there, or nothing was in there.
Like my hopes and dreams.
That's right. It's a great time when you go to those breaks to pause the podcast or the podcast or the show if you're watching it and do something.
Go take a poo, go pee, go eat.
Yep. Yeah.
Other things that require something in the bathroom. Whatever floats your boat. We're here for it. We don't judge. Only slightly.
Please don't send me anything like that to the email address. Please don't. Please don't.
Send it to Josh. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Just put his email on blast.
golly.
Imagine the stuff you get. Man.
We don't even tell him we do it. We put it on the episode. He eventually listens to it and he goes, y'all.
The amount of feet pic I got.
My wife sent me some. I'm going to have a talk with her.
You probably enjoy that, let's be
Right.
honest. Yes. Where we left off, though.
PCA.
Yes.
So, PCA, Premium Cigar Association's event, it is for retailers.
Okay.
And it happens once a year. It's a really big deal because that's where they display their new stuff they're working on. Ooh. They try to sell more. So if you go to a cigar shop, typically you'll see them being pretty relaxed about right before April. And then right after April, most people who work in cigar shops are pretty busy because the owners have went to this event and purchased a shit ton of cigars.
Really?
Like, it's crammed for like 2 to 3 months.
I wish I could go.
Right. I'm telling you, the owner of this particular cigar shop I'm thinking about, he comes back with bags of cigars and he just gives them to his employees.
I could be a employee for a day if I give me a free bag of cigars.
Right.
Sign me up.
I remember one time one employee got Aroa, Aroa, right?
Oh, yes.
They made it only for PCA, not for sale. At least that's what I was told. But he got this cigar that was this long. It was what's that, like 6 inches?
For me, that's like 2 inches, but some people don't own tape measures.
It was about a 2.5 to 3 hour smoke, is what I was told.
Oh wow!
For an Aroa.
That's insane.
Right.
But it's so enjoyable because I found myself enjoying those longer and longer smokes instead of those quick little burns. Sit there and just enjoy it. Have it sit there a couple hours on the back porch and just enjoying the cigar.
Yeah. Great for driving. Like,
ooh, yeah.
When I drive to Georgia,
trips.
I get one of those long
Oh,
ones.
it's perfect shape. That'll almost take you the whole way there.
Yeah. I usually buy like a Pandemonium. Recently, Arturo Fuente had a Hemingway that was like 6 inches long. Smoked it all the way to Georgia. It was wonderful.
Insane. I might have to pick up a couple when we go down to New Orleans. Me and Josh will be.
Well, the great thing is, when are you guys going? Do you know?
Sometime in May.
Okay.
Yes.
PCA will be over. It's in New Orleans this year.
Hey,
Yes.
man.
Yes.
But if you see our good buddy Eric, who y'all will be introduced here shortly, to future episodes, we'll have to hit him up and see what he brings back from PCA.
Right. Yeah, so he's going to PCA. You've probably already seen that with the My Father episodes. And the great thing about that is as you've seen in the episodes, you've watched them, listened to them, they're introducing some new stuff in some of their new fields in Nicaragua. And he said he may or may not be able to come back on the podcast with these brand new ones. And the old boys here at the WTF may be the first ones to display it actively and quick. So tune in.
You got a little bit of dirt on your knees. Let me wipe it off.
I'm telling you, we're super excited about it. We are My Father fanboys.
We are. And it's easier to be a fanboy of something when they make such great product and have such great customer service and care for their products. It's easy to be a fanboy.
100% family owned.
I think if you're looking for a cigar brand that you want to fall in love with, look no further than My Father, because they go above and beyond for their customers and their pride they put into their cigars and make sure that you have a great experience smoking any of their cigars. 100% would recommend.
Yeah. So at the PCA, the last record was 250 vendors.
Oh, God.
With different cigars.
I didn't know there was that many to begin with.
I didn't either. That's stuff that us in Alabama don't even get.
We're in the rural backwoods of Nicaragua?
Yeah. Well, there's like that one guy, I remember him coming into a cigar shop, and he has a new cigar he produced, and brand new people doing it, and it's called the Regiment. Because the guy was former military and all their artwork
cool
on their
name.
bands.
I like that name.
Oh, I loved it. He gave me a few of the sticks. I'd love to do them on the show sometime. The artwork alone, because you know how we talk about the bands selling.
Right. Band set, and let me guess, is it some kind of army figure on the band?
All of them. Some of them are like the Revolutionary War. Some of them are like a French war. Some of them have the chevrons on them from like military jackets and
like
ranks.
the sergeants and captains.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I love that stuff. I'm
I
just a
do
big history nerd as is.
Yeah.
And I actually have family that's fought in every single war we've ever had.
Yeah.
Which is very cool for me. So it gets
I just
like
got
that.
the image from Forrest Gump about Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan ain't got no legs.
Every single American war.
But no, like it. I highly recommend doing the genealogy stuff. I know some people are worried about it. For me, it was very cool seeing what I had in the history. But if you have a military themed cigar that like ties into the Revolutionary War, Civil War, whatever it might be, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, because a lot of military folk smoke cigars. Mm-hmm. It makes me think of, and this is going to be an honorable mention because my brother was a firefighter. There is a brand out there. It's called Flashover.
Yes.
And that is a firefighter-themed cigar, and it's fantastic. It's basically a Robusto size. I haven't seen it any larger, but I haven't looked too hard. But it's great. I think it's about $10, and it's a basic smoke. It's nothing to write home about. It's not a Padron 50th.
Yeah, of course.
But it's not a bad smoke. Like
but when you picture people in like army tanks, you see them. Smoking a cigar, sitting out driving, or you have that picture of Winston Churchill, who is a military figure in his own right. He's synonymous with cigars.
Well, see, I think he has a quote, and I may get this wrong. It may have
Butcher
not been
in the
him.
comments if he does.
Yeah, I think this is his quote, or somebody told it to me. And they said, every great decision is made over cigars. Like every big decision of the world in your life is typically made over cigars.
And that man smoked 24/7.
Yeah.
He never had a moment where he wasn't smoking a cigar or drinking wine or some kind of libation.
Right. And that's Davidoff actually had to ask permission from the Churchill family in order to name there.
It's so cool. Yeah. And it's such a cool label. Simple. They can be pricey depending on what you get.
Yep.
But if you like Maduro and you want to get close to like a Cuban, that Churchill, that late hour, is fantastic.
Well, let's finish up this benchmark and then get over to the Wild Turkey. Cheers.
Ooh.
We missed the dip, but we'll do it on the Wild Turkey.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a bit much.
I shot it so fast back like a shot. It just hit the back of my esophagus.
Yep.
Great though.
Yeah. It's a wonder that I've had this bottle probably a year. And I'm only, now that we've poured, less than halfway. But at the point I was halfway.
Well, you got to think about it, too, though. It's like, you're friends with me and Josh, and we keep getting you more different whiskeys, and you experience more whiskeys, so you're buying new ones.
Yeah.
So you're trying those and drinking those. And some of these just got pushed to the back, you know what I mean? And it's one of those things where you'll find yourself gravitating to whiskeys for a period of time, and then you'll go back.
Yeah.
So you might not drink this all in one sitting, or you might have a day where you're like, this is all I want to drink, with a couple of buddies, and you go through the whole bottle.
Right. It's funny as back before our bourbon trip in 2022.
Oh, fantastic trip.
I hope I can find a picture of my bourbon shelf, which probably consisted of like 4 bottles.
I still have the picture of the haul from that trip.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Well, because I think I had like 4 bottles before I went on the trip. I came back with 12.
Oh, and also our custom blend too.
Yes.
Which we'll have to share that on one episode one day of our concoction, because I still have some left of our concoction.
Yes. Josh, who has he brought like special labels that he can print on his printer, and he made special labels for us.
Oh, yes.
And made it, because we're going to have to do an episode on that whole event. Just talking about it, of what we did. I don't want to go into super detail with it. Let's just say we pretty much did our own infinity bottle, but we won't tell you how right now. We'll tell you later.
We'll tell you a story eventually, because it is
a long
doozy.
story.
It's a doozy, and it'll blow your mind too. But let's dive back into this whiskey. We've got Fresh New Pour, Wild Turkey 101.
What's the proof on that again?
101.
Oh, imagine that.
Yeah. Let's cheers this.
Cheers.
bad boy.
This smells a lot lighter as far as the smell goes.
Yes.
Which lighter typically means the smell has less complexity. That doesn't mean the taste will. It
Right.
means the smell does. You get a full nose of it. He's using a much better glass for nosing.
You still get that sweetness, but it is less harsh. Less alcohol on top.
This one's smoother. It definitely doesn't have as much bite. Wow. Wow.
It's easy drinking.
It really is.
But you still get some of those dark caramels on the back of your palate. And still some of the little bit of honey sweetness. A little bit of still of that proof. What was the proof on this benchmark again?
125 or
125.
Yeah.
So it's already going to taste lighter. In all honesty, we probably should have started with a Wild Turkey 101 because it's lighter.
Yeah.
So it's going to make this seem really, really light. But you'll still get some of that alcohol on the side of your tongues.
Yeah.
Still full power.
Yeah.
With the Wild Turkey 101, I find it's not really necessary to add water to it. I don't think it enhances it that much because it's already at 101. I think it's like the right proof.
Yeah, I don't think add water. I agree. I think it would just.
I think where it's at is where it's good.
Wouldn't be 101 anymore.
It'd be 95.
So the general subject matter of the PCA is, for those of us who aren't going, obviously,
So not
myself
realtors.
included.
Ghost.
Yeah, I heard something move on the side of me. I'm like, what the hell? It's Doc.
Or a bug.
Yeah.
It's a cockroach in your shoulder.
Ooh, don't know. Anyways.
Yes, PCA, which is it's sad because I wish that the normal consumer could go to those and
Right.
enjoy an experience, but I understand why.
Well, I have a wonderful knowledge about that subject for
okay.
you to share with you. So the PSA for all of you out there in the cigar world is look out for after the end of April for new stuff to come out, more stuff. If you're like, man, they haven't had this particular cigar in a while, they're probably going to have it, almost every cigar shop, because they're all going to it and they're all ordering a lot. Most cigar shops are lowering the amount of their order from like right after Christmas to April,
So that makes sense.
it dwindles
why
their
stuff are not in
stock.
stock right now.
Yes. If you've been having trouble finding stuff, you're typically going to have trouble finding things between January and April. And then right after PCA, you will have no problem. So that's kind of like an annual thing for you. If you're like, this is when I want to buy boxes of cigars, it's usually between April, May, June, and July is the time frame.
Yeah, I'd probably say May and June probably
Right,
the biggest.
be the
by,
big
by
one.
July, they're probably out and getting restocked with something else. But that's so interesting. I wonder. I know my father's having some new stuff that he's going to bring in. I'm very curious who else brand's going to release something that might be new.
Well, rest assured, we're going to be paying attention to it to try to do episodes on it as soon as humanly possible.
That would be enjoyable.
Yeah.
So we're about first third into this cigar. What are you thinking?
It's definitely giving me a subtle hint of spice. It hasn't gotten there yet, but it's subtle.
I agree.
I have a feeling this thing's going to creep up on you right about at that blue band, which is just under the halfway mark.
Right. It's definitely still more of that subtle woodsiness. Not a whole lot of spice. But I think I agree with you. When it gets to about this halfway point, I think it's going to dump that baking spice that I'm kind of expecting.
Yeah. Look at that.
That's a great ring. I'm not that talented with my mouth.
Get there.
Other things though.
Oh, good Lord. So we may do either an episode or some shorts or something on smoke rings.
You don't wear shorts.
No, I don't. That is an accurate statement. That's a whole other story I'm not getting into.
That's fine.
Smoke rings are a very interesting concept for you to experience because it takes a while. It took me like 5 years to be able to do
It's
smoke
challenging.
rings.
I still can't do it.
Yeah, because a lot of people think you got to blow out, and it's not. It's literally putting your mouth in the right position and then using your tongue to push the smoke out.
Okay. At least you had smoke in there because I was wondering where that statement was going.
Well, she doesn't seem to mind. I agree with you, though. We should have done the wild turkey first. And
Yeah, because it's making it seem really light.
Yeah.
When in retrospect, if you drink this by itself, it doesn't taste real subtle. It still has that bite and kick. But future reference to anybody out there, if you're drinking a high proof spirit of any kind, try not to go with a lighter spirit after that, because it's going to taint your expectations on that bottle.
Yeah. Because
you're not going to be able to enjoy it to its full potential, because it's not fair to that lesser proof bottle.
To our credit, we've drank so much of different things that our palate has learned to pick out stuff.
Right, because you can still pick out the notes in this, and the baking spices, and the honey, and other things. And it's still very, very enjoyable.
I kind of want to do the dip now, but I don't, even though we're getting close to the wrap up here. But I kind of want to, even though we're only at this stage of the cigar. Like I said, this is a 60 by 6, so
it's going to take a while. Let's plunge our tips.
The great thing about a 60 by 6 is the fact that it cools the air. It's got more room for air to flow through it, so you get more aromaticness as you smoke it. Oh, excuse me. Yeah,
let's bring more of that cocoa up and out of it.
Yeah, it almost tames it a bit. Great mouth feel, lip feel.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
I know it is blasphemy for some people to plunge their tips. We've been over this before.
Yeah.
How you smoke your cigar is how you want to smoke your cigar.
Right.
If you want to deep throat the cigar to get it all wet, deep throat your cigar to get it all wet.
Right.
If you want to plunge the tip to experience something new, do it. I highly recommend it, because even for being cigar and whiskey snobs as we are, we'll still plunge the tip, because it's a brand new experience. Why not try something new when you're smoking? Why just do the same old same? Just cut it, light it, and smoke it.
Right.
We can do something different.
So on that note, I actually talked to, we nickname him the front end shop boss. And he does cigar prep. And he basically followed Arnold Schwarzenegger and how he preps his cigars, and now he does it. And he's prepped one or two for me before.
Really?
Pretty good.
How does he prep his cigar?
So he takes like a piece of cedar, and he dips it, and then he rubs it across it. Or he'll take his finger and he'll do like this.
Interesting.
And we tried it on a Perdomo Fresco, Connecticut. And I thought it was going to be hot garbage after he did it, because you can see the leaf, you can see indentations, and it looks like it ruins the stick.
Right.
It did not.
Well, if I'm going to take recommendations off of anybody, Arnold Schwarzenegger and how he smokes his cigars, that's what I'm going to look after, because that man knows his cigars, and he's been doing it since forever.
So the front end shop boss says he doesn't mind going on an episode with us to show us when he does it. He wants to do it in front of us and show it how he's prepping his cigar and everything for us, so we can kind of get a good
Then he got dressed up like Arnold Schwarzenegger and has his accent and everything.
I can do that. That is not a problem. Get to the chopper.
Chopper now. Get down.
Get down. It's okay.
Huge fans of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Definitely an icon as far as movies and the cigar
Keep your pants on.
And the cigar world. He's probably turned a lot more people to cigars than almost anybody. Honestly.
Yeah, one of his favorites is the Punch Punch.
The Punch Punch, man. That makes sense.
Yep, it's a wonderful stick.
It's a fantastic cigar. You can smoke it every day and be fantastic.
GTO, Oscar at GTO actually has a wonderful story where he met Arnold Schwarzenegger one time.
Really?
Yeah. I'm hoping to have him on the show at some point, and I'd love for him to tell that story.
It'd be a fantastic story.
So, the final thought that I wanted to tell you that I was leaving you hanging with, you talk about wanting to go to PCA, which you obviously can't. There are things called the Big Smoke in, I believe it's Las Vegas, and you can buy a ticket for it. I think the tickets are like $300 or something, or something like that. I'll have to do the research on it, but look it up. The Big Smoke. There's other one. There's one in Jacksonville, Florida, which is really good. But there's these cigar events where you typically do that. Now, the stories I've heard from the Big Smoke, there's some regular at my local cigar shop that go every year, and they're like, they'll pay for the hotel room, they'll pay for the ticket, and they go, bro, by the time you walk out of there, they're handing out free sticks. They come home, all of them, with bags of cigars. He goes, that price for the ticket?
And honestly worth it, because
you don't even care.
The amount of money you'd have to take just to spend on the cigars if you're having to buy every single one of them would be outrageous.
That is exactly my point. So that's what I'm talking about. And I don't know about you, but I can see future episodes.
Yes,
at the Big
I would
Smoke.
love to go. That'd be something to plan. And it got me thinking, like, if we're thinking, this weird thought I had is, what do you think is the most cigar smokers per state? I would have to think Florida, because I think there's more cigar smokers per capita in Florida than probably any other state in the union.
Well, yeah, that's because Tampa, Florida, is the mecca of cigar.
Insane. And it's everywhere up there too.
You should actually look up it's intriguing history. It's like the Castro in Cuba and everybody moving out. The location where cigars were the main hub moved to Tampa, Florida. You go there and it's like cigar heaven everywhere there. There's actually a little bit of evidence to say that, with a pipe,
yeah,
the tool you use on it's called a tamp.
Tampon?
No, just a tamp.
Tamp, okay.
And they say, the rumor is that the history of it is the reason it's called a tamp is from Tampa, Florida.
Florida?
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane.
It's really intriguing.
It makes more sense, though, because of how close Dominican Republic and Cuba and everything is to Florida. It makes total sense.
So, we are very fortunate, Americans, because the cigar capital of the world is in Tampa, Florida.
It's probably not, and not really far from us either, honestly.
Nope.
We make a quick trip down there to Tampa and experience some good cigars.
Yeah, get a good hotel room. They've got events that go on down there. We can coordinate around that.
Sounds like fun. We'll definitely have to do it sometime.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll have some future episodes down there during some festivals and stuff.
That's right.
Be great.
That's right. You'll see us in tank tops. Well, maybe not me, but you know what you may well see us in? You and Josh have Hawaiian shirts.
We do.
And old Devin doesn't, so Devin will have to get himself a Hawaiian
I have to
shirt.
get him a big old Hawaiian shirt like a Lilo and Stitch or something like that.
Yeah. I'd love to find a cigar Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, they've got them. They
have to have them.
Every cigar smoker you see in Florida has a Hawaiian shirt. Like, it's par for the course. It's like your fedora, Hawaiian shirt, and some loafers, and that's your cigar smoker in Florida.
Exactly. So that's PCA.
Yes.
Again, Wild Turkey 101, Benchmark, Foolproof.
I would have to go with the Benchmark Foolproof tonight.
Yep.
Both things.
What
I
was
think
the
it's not
MSRP
fair.
on that again?
$20.
The 101 is about 20.
So it is cheaper, and it kind of wasn't fair tonight of how we drank it. So I would still recommend both, but for what we're enjoying with a cigar, I think the Benchmark Foolproof paired more so with the cigar that we're currently smoking.
You're right.
Yeah.
So there you go. Enjoy it. Get ready for the cigars you want to purchase. New stuff coming out May, June time frame, and that's about it.
Yeah. Also, make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe to the channel for the latest videos. It usually release every Sunday, sometimes Monday, depending on our schedule. We both work a lot. But keep an eye out for that. Make sure you comment down what's your favorite bourbon or scotch or anything that's budget friendly. Put down in the comments what we'd like to know, and then we'll try it out with and your cigar recommendations to go with it.
Yeah,
we're willing to try anything
because we'll shout you out if we're like, yes, I like that and that. Let's do it, and we'll shout you out.
Yeah, 100%. We have a Discord, the Archifier Discord. He is the owner of the Discord. He is the man in charge. I'm just a peon moderator in the chat. But if you'd like to join the Discord, it's in the links down below. We're always welcome of anybody that wants to join in there. You can talk about pretty much anything.
Yes.
Try to stay away from politics and religion, but whiskey, cigars, food, doesn't matter. We're here. Gaming, we're all about it.
I just got hungry when you said food. Foodies unite.
That's because we're fat.
That's it.
A fat guy. Fat guy and a little kid.
Good reference. Good reference. All right, everybody. Thank you so mumuch for joining us. Thank you again, Mr. Garth.
Thank you, buddy.
This has been great. Josh, fuck you and your couch.
Yeah, he'll be here. Hopefully,
I'm going to have to bleep
soon.
that out.
Yeah, you can fuck him in his couch all day long. I do it all the time.
No homo.
Yeah, no homo.
That's the reason this is also on Rumble, in case the other platforms cancel us because of that.
Yeah,
anyway.
I think even OnlyFans will cancel us on that one. But I digress.
I'll just bleep it. Anyway, appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time. Enjoy every episode. Watch the last episodes. Remember, comment again. Comment a third time. 1, 2, 3. Go through 1 through 100 making comments. That's fine. Juice, as one of my other favorite podcasters says, juice the algo.
Juice it.
Juice it. So that
Cheers,
helps.
buddy.
Cheers. Thank you for watching Whiskey
Tobacco
Fellowship.